dice. You never know if it could change your life. Take a chance, you're neither wrong or right. You never know if you don't roll them dice. You better roll them dice. You never know if it could change your life. Take a chance, you're neither wrong or right. Pac Div. You never know if you don't roll those dice.
All right, listeners, we're in the 400s now, and you know what that means. Now we're in graduate level. We are firmly at the top
upper class course.
Upper class courses, seminars, the hard stuff. Okay, so I need you all to start taking this
requisites
a little bit more seriously. Okay, we're going to be assigning reading. We're going to be having weekly writing assignments. We're going to need you to do independent research. So before the end of the week, review the syllabus and submit to Matt and I your independent research project. If we do not approve it, you're going to be bumped down a level. All right, you got to. I need something original from all of you. Okay, and
no, so that's reading. Rob as his professor. I'm allowing you to submit an alternative assignment if it's for me. If it's my 400 level class. Yeah, do you want to record a song? Do you want to write a screenplay? That is all fine.
Flim flam,
whatever
frippery,
you're into.
Postmodern nonsense.
I'm unlocking their creativity, Rob.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dungeon Master of None.
Yeah, you know who I am. It's Matt. Thanks for joining us on this new patron episode. Hopefully you enjoy this alternating format, patrons.
That's right.
Let us know.
If you don't like it, too bad. But I hope you like it. It's going to be fun.
It's more stuff for you. And the
That's
more
right.
stuff we have for you today is we're talking about more reasons why we love being a DM.
Yes. You may not need us to pitch this particular hobby or pursuit to you, but maybe it will be helpful to be reminded or have us remind you or share our joy with you if you are feeling perhaps beleaguered or worn out or burned out, which is a thing that happens to all of us sometimes. But I always come back to it, no matter how many times I fall off the bicycle, the wagon. Falling off the wagon is a bad thing.
Right.
Anyway,
you want to be on the wagon or off the wagon. It's one of those. Either way, this is a shot in the arm, a mana potion, if you will. Right. We've done every metaphor to just, think, hey, this is actually really fun because I want to talk to my friend Rob about how much fun it is.
It is fun. And yeah, I hope you agree. And I hope you find this, helpful, inspirational, informative, perhaps even. So what are some of the things that we like about being a DM? We talked about some of these on the last episode, but boy, it's a long list. It's a long list.
Here's where I want to start, kind of like a random spot, like of joy. Is there's two different ways to do this, or probably a bunch more that smarter DMs know about. But when you're running a campaign, and either characters or players like, hey, I've got this like cool idea of what my character could be. I've implemented this parts of the lore or backstory, or the player has shown interest in mysteries or exploration or gathering some sort of power or resource. It's just so much fun to like see that happening and then know, well, I got you now, motherfucker. Where I'm putting that in 2 sessions. There's going to be a thing that if you want to, you can weave that into this larger story. I don't have a good term for this. I'm calling it character interest weaving, where you just grab the threads that they're throwing on the table and start putting them in.
I mean, this ties back to our discussion on knife theory with Christina, right? These are, in a way, these are knives we're talking about, but fun knives. Like I know exactly what Matt's talking about. Your players will say, "Oh, I'm into this," and you're like, "Aha! I know exactly how I'm going to send that down. I'm planting the seeds. I'm laying the groundwork because in 2 sessions, the long lost relative that they mentioned is going to send a letter, or the special interest that their character has is going to make an appearance, or the villain that they hate from their childhood is going to menace them in some way." And that's, to me, that's a lot of fun. I love weaving those into the campaign.
And I think the like most obvious example is like someone's like, well, I'm from place X. Well, my character is from, Denver in the Shadow Shadowrun universe, and of course, that's very different than Denver today. Uh, there's more influencers in the Shadowrun.
somehow there are even more influencers.
Some of them are dragons, but no, I like to, like, that's obvious. I like to think of it just too as like, oh, I have a player in my game that really likes to have this particular character that is very different than their last character flirt with NPCs. Well, guess what's coming up in 2 sessions? Characters that this character can flirt with. And it's just like, oh, it's so easy to respond to some of these demands and then like create further drama from this.
This is what makes it, I think, a very unique hobby and a very fun and interesting and challenging form of creativity, is that it's not set in stone. You aren't telling a novel, right? You're trying to incorporate your players' desires and their interests and adapt to what they're bringing to the table. And this is sometimes easy and sometimes hard, but I always find it fun. I think it's always fun to try to work those things in. I made, my last Cyberpunk campaign really ended up just being about pursuing the various interpersonal desires of my players. I had a big overarching plot, but that was way less interesting than the people that they wanted to get to know and romance or kill or otherwise engage with, and that drove the campaign for years. And that was a ton of fun. And that was just me trying to adapt to what they brought to the table and their interests and weeding those in.
Ah, love it. What you want to go with another activity, another thing we've read that just like fills us with joy and inspiration, or another thing that we can do?
I want to do, well, let's stick with an activity because this sort of relates to what we were just talking about. And it's a thing that I find immense joy in, possibly to my detriment and my players, but I love it. And it's, in RPGs, you get to, now, within reason, listeners, explore themes and ideas uh, that are of interest to you, right? You can
Fetishes.
maybe not. Commodity fetishes, more like,
Yeah.
socialism. Anyway, you get a chance to sort of delve into things that you're interested in. Uh, Listen, I'm not especially proud that this has become my hallmark, but religious trauma is a big part of my life, and it tends out being a big part of my games. And we explore it in some what I think are some pretty entertaining ways. But there are often, street preachers or lunatic cult leaders or religious fanatics of some kind, or some sort of conspiracy involving a larger faith, or uh, some kind of big Gnostic secret behind the universe. And I love that stuff. It's delightful. And because I've been very careful with this, my players are not yet tired of it. And it's not always the driving force of the game, but
Right, but when you roll it out, they know it's like, this one's fully cooked.
that's
Like,
right.
this is
That's
a
right.
fully
When they
developed
see,
idea.
yeah, when they see it coming, they're like, "Oh, that's the Rob special. We know it's coming." Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a sort of like a big picture example. But also, I love I love certain types of characters and interactions, and I love a little bit of high weirdness, and I love s- uh we when we talked about Knights Black Agents, I love conspiracies. I love spy stuff. I love weaving all kinds of networks behind the scenes, and there's a guy behind the guy behind the guy, and all my games have a little bit of that, and that's so much fun for me. That's part of and that works in just about every type of game I'm running. I can kind of make that work.
Yeah, I love being able to take your favorite trope or theme and put it in front of your players and see what happens. I guess if I had to define the one that brings me the most joy, it's like taking one of the assumptions of the world and then, it's changed in a weird way where people have to
Mm-hmm.
do it. I guess that sounds less interesting when you
I know what you mean, though.
When you explain it, but it's like, oh, hey, if it's space campaign, the assumption is some FTL flight costs something. What happens when it doesn't? What are the players going to do? Do they
What are the
disperse
consequences?
this? Yeah.
Yeah.
I love